Yahoo News, 22nd of January 2023, according to Sri Lanka, China must support the debt restructuring plan. Due to India's intervention, China has been obliged to play pretty and cease exploiting the people of Sri Lanka, even though Sri Lanka is debt-trapped due to China. China has expressed a willingness to back Sri Lanka's debt restructuring plan, bringing the country one step closer to receiving the IMF's $2.9 billion loan. In a telephone interview on Sunday, Shehan Semasinghe, the State Minister of Finance, stated that we are on track for the needs of the IMF. According to him, Sri Lanka would contact the Washington-based lender to determine whether the promises are sufficient to launch the rescue program. After India informed the multilateral lender that it would support Sri Lanka's debt restructuring measures, China provided assurance. Earlier this month, President Ranil Wickremesinghe spoke virtually with the head of the Exim Bank, and a Chinese group also paid a visit to the country through January 18. Talks over renegotiating Sri Lanka's debt were also completed with Japan last week. Sri Lanka planned to receive IMF board clearance in the first quarter of 2023. The money will pave the way for additional aid and help the country recover from a recession that has deepened due to sky-high inflation and excessive borrowing costs. Semasinghe stated, "I am convinced that the Paris Club would also lend its support. The informal Paris Club, which consists of predominantly wealthy Western bilateral creditors, waited until China agreed to the debt restructuring before alerting the IMF." According to government data, as of December, Sri Lanka has a foreign debt of around $50 billion, of which $10 billion is primarily split between China, Japan, and India. Creditors have debated the extent of damages they are ready to absorb since Sri Lanka's default in Ma, and local debt should be included in the restructuring. However, the Hambantota port should be nationalized and returned to China, as well as the Chinese debt that is a part of the debt trap from China. Private creditors own nearly 40% of the nation's total debt. The Sri Lankan government reportedly considered including a particular clause in its debt restructuring proposal to ease concerns among other creditor countries like China, which has 52% of the country's bilateral debt, debt not be offered better terms but be nationalized. This was done to speed up negotiations.